I know that 99.9% of you watching don't have to be reminded to not be this guy. You're snatching baseballs out of children's gloves. What are you thinking? That is one of the more pathetic things I've ever seen from a fan. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about. The Orioles apparently have the 95 Braves starting rotation. They made Cleveland look silly. Speaking of the Braves, Spencer Strider made some history. He struck out 16 hitters yesterday, and the Dodgers and the Mets, they faced off yesterday one more time, and it was spicy. Before we talk about the big Yankees news, and I promise you guys, you do not want to miss it, I want to remind everyone that for the rest of the month, the final month of the season, I will be donating 1 penny for every subscriber that we get. We're already at $5, so if we somehow get to 500,000 subscribers, that's almost $1,000 donated, so thank you guys for being awesome and supporting the cause. So the big news, it's not a trade or anything like that. Obviously, the trade deadline has come and gone, but they finally promoted top prospect Oswald Peraza in 115 games between Single-A, Double-A, and Triple-A. He kind of flew through the minors this year. He laced 26 doubles, he had 18 home runs, and stole 38 bags, all while being considered a defense-first shortstop. So when your best strong suit is defense and you're stealing nearly 40 bags while almost hitting 20 home runs in 115 games, that is a big time ceiling for a player that I have been on the hype train for a long time. I honestly think that he could be better than Anthony Volpe, but that's up for discussion. You guys have to let me know if you're a Yankee fan or just a casual fan. Who do you think is going to be better, Oswald Peraza or Anthony Volpe? Right now, this is the move that the Yankees had to make, and to me, it makes them better. I don't know if Glaber's going to be missing out on time. I don't know if IKF is going to be sitting the bench. Maybe they move him to third base and Josh Donaldson takes the bench, because a lot of the Yankees players, they kind of stink right now. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's talk about the games from yesterday, shall we? This Joey Meneses guy is having one hell of a start to a career. There's a little RBI single to start it off, and more on him in just a second. Paulo Espino allowed just 1 earned run without walking anyone. He struck out 6 along the way. Oakland, they took the lead in the 7th inning. Washington, they got back into it, though, after rallying in the 7th on a Nelson Cruz groundout, and then Ildamaris Vargas, who had a massive month of August, he's taking that luck into September. The Nationals, they get within 1 on a Kyber Ruiz single, and Joey Meneses, he clutches up for the dub. Look at this foolish baseball tweet. Joey is absolutely tearing it up to begin his career. Yes, he is an older rookie, but he's taking advantage of his moment. Holy roller coaster game. I almost don't even know how to approach a game like this, but let's try it. I'm going to skip to the 6th inning. Alex Verdugo, Dougie, hit one to dead center, and that's not easy to do in Fenway, but that just seemed to upset Adolis Garcia and the Rangers. Adolis now has 22 home runs and 83 RBIs. He's also in the 2020 club, so he has 20 plus stolen bases. He just has to get better in terms of getting on base more consistently, but we all know that. Here comes the Boston Red Sox, though. Devers and Arroyo, they find holes in the 8th to bring it within 3, and there's Devers again, tearing open the floodgates. He has been in the worst slump of his career after the All-Star break. He snapped out of it. Hernandez tied it on a single, and Rob Refschneider, he walked it off. That is a big-time W for a team that is still in the thick of things. Not really, but they kind of are, because they have a good team, but not really at the same time, and they're 6.5, 7.5 games back. I don't know. Let's talk about the Orioles now. Cedric Mullins, he sent it over everything. I believe it was the first pitch of the game. I was at an eye appointment, so I couldn't watch this game live, unfortunately. Former Cleveland prospect Anthony Santander hit one to space, and Ryan Mountcastle collected his 19th home run of the year, all while prime John Smoltz was out there tossing seeds. Like, seriously, Jordan Lyles threw 7 shutout against Cleveland, I think the day before. Kyle Bradish did the same for Cleveland. He went 7 shutout. I mean, he was very Bieber-like in terms of stuff. He doesn't have the strikeout stuff just yet, but I feel like Kyle Bradish has a high ceiling. Felix Bautista didn't mess around. He struck out 2 for his 11th save, and he's been even better than Jorge Lopez, who they traded away to Minnesota. So if you guys are looking away, look at your phone or your computer or TV real quick. Look at the standings in the American League. Baltimore is now 1.5 game back in the wild card, and Boston is still fighting at 7.5 games back. I believe there's 35 games left, so there's some room. I believe the Boston Red Sox and the Orioles have now won 2 in a row, and you know who else has won 2 in a row? The Chicago White Sox. Now, again, I am praying for Tony La Russa to be 100% health-wise, but they are better without him. They just play smarter baseball or more inspired baseball. I don't know what it is. Elvis Andrus has been pretty solid for Chicago, and Andrew Vaughn launched one. He very quietly has 15 home runs, 63 RBIs, and a sick 123 WRC+. Johnny Cueto dazzled again, 1 earned run over 5 1/3 as Pollock put a bow on it with yet another home run, his 3rd in the last 6 games. We all wish the best for Tony, but let this be the wake-up call if you're the White Sox management. Just let him go. Let him ride into the sunset. Baseball-wise, as a manager for the Chicago White Sox, let me clarify that. Let's talk about the Braves game real quick because Austin Riley went yard. That's pretty cool. Michael Harris went yard. That's fantastic. And even Dansby Swanson is driving in runs. But I'm going to go ahead and focus on one man, a rookie, Spencer Strider. He made some history on the bump. You just saw his 14th, 15th, and 16th strikeout. That, my friends, is a Braves single game record. He is a rookie again. Just in case you forgot, you didn't hear what I just said, he didn't walk anyone either. Kenley Jansen must have an arm made of metal because I feel like every single time we recap a game and the Braves are winning, he's out there saving it. So the Braves win 3-0 as Spencer Strider now owns a 2.67 ERA, 174 strikeouts, and 114 innings. That is insane. Again, guys like Greg Maddux, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, they've all gone through that organization. None of them had 16 strikeouts, which is crazy to say out loud. New York is trying to take the series against a sick Dodgers team, and this one got really crazy towards the end, so don't go anywhere. Francisco Lindor put the team on his back, not only with his defense, we'll go ahead and show that at the end of today's video, but he also did it with the stick as well. Chris Bassett, he did allow 2 in the second inning, but completely settled down after that. Kershaw, he only allowed 1 in 5 innings, so Francisco Lindor and crew, they were just waiting for Kershaw to bounce, and again, once he left the game, the Mets erupted for 5 runs. The last 2 came off the bats of Brandon Nimmo and Starling Marte, but like I mentioned, it got a little bit spicy. The Dodgers scored 1, and Gavin Lux stepped up with a runner at second, and that's 103 miles an hour from Edwin Diaz, who was not happy about allowing a run. So he pitched the day before. Buck Showalter must have said, hey, bro, just empty the tank right there. Get us to the 9th inning. 103. Adam Ottavino steps in for the 9th. He has a 1-2-3 inning. He strikes out 2, and the Mets, they win. Does anyone else kind of feel bad for Tigers fans, or is it just me? Eugenio Suarez played a J-Rod in the first, and J-Rod played it himself in the 3rd inning. That's 22 home runs, 23 stolen bases, and 7 outs above average as an outfielder. That is ridiculous talent for a 21-year-old. Ty France made it back-to-back bombs for Seattle as Kurt Casale knocked in 2 more, and Ty France added another RBI to the old 2022 resume. Logan Gilbert couldn't have made it look easier, showing off his stuff for 6 shutout innings with a whopping 9 strikeouts. Well, I guess whopping is relative considering Spencer had 16. The Mariners have won 4 in a row, and they are clicking. Like, I would not want to face the Mariners anytime soon, considering Cleveland just did, and we got punched to the mouth. Note to self, do not bet against the Diamondbacks when Corbin Carroll is playing and the Diamondbacks are at home. I lost a lot of money yesterday. Now, all jokes aside, the Diamondbacks at home are pretty frightening. Christian Walker is playing like an Avenger this year. That's 31 home runs, 75 RBIs, a 125 WRC plus, and also 16 defensive run saves at first base if anyone was interested. Geraldo Perdomo brought in Alek Thomas, and Josh Rojas added even more. His 2-run 2-bagger raised his season on base percentage to .354, which is really good. And speaking of really good, Merrill Kelly was exactly that, and he's been really good lately. After striking out 7 over 7 scoreless frames while also not walking any, he lowers his season ERA to 2.84. The man's, he's good at baseball. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I know there wasn't a ton of games, but nothing really I can do about that. Remember, if you subscribe and you have not already, that is 1 penny to stand up to cancer. And if we can just keep stacking those subscriptions, that's more money and more money and more money for a great cause. But thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy the web gems.
And the curve ball hit toward the middle of the diamond. Flag down by Lindor. The backhand flip. He got him. Oh, wow. Nice. With the pitch com hanging out of his hat. That's a hard ground ball to short. Henderson diving up with the throw. It is a laser. Gunnar Henderson, phenomenal in his shortstop debut in the big leagues.
Pollock lifts one into right, carrying back towards the track. Oh! Drew Waters takes a hit and comes up with the baseball.
Unbelievable. Takes a look at the wall, realizes where he's at.
Baez into right field. Trammell coming in. Trammell is able to lay out and make the catch. Catch from Trammell to end the inning.
Yeah, good to see. First of all, that hamstring is rock solid, being able to make a break like that.